Hello everyone! Hello grade 9 students! It's me again, Ma'am Tere, your guidance counselor. So, I am here to help you accomplish the homeroom guidance module for grade 9, which is entitled My Study Habits version 4.0. So, I hope you are all ready. So, get your own copy of the module and of course, be ready with a pen and a paper. Okay, let's go! So this is how our homeroom guidance module looks like. So for quarter 1, module 1, again, the title of this module is My Study Habits version 4.0. So here you can see some intellectual property code of the Philippines statement. Okay. And we can see here also the people behind this module. So they were the one who developed this. And of course, we can see here some message for our magulang, for our parents or tagapag-alaga or guardian. Okay, so let us have this. In order also for us to understand the reason why we are having this homeroom guidance module. Okay. Nagdulot ng napakaraming pagbabago sa pamumuhay ng bawat Pilipino ang pandemyang nararanasan ng buong mundo. Sa gitna nito, ang Department of Education ay kaisa ng inyong tahanan upang maipagpatuloy ang edukasyon ng lahat ng mag-aaral sa buong Pilipinas. Dalawa sa mga pamamaraang ito ang paghahanda ng Learning Continuity Plan at ng Most Essential Learning Competencies or MELCs. Sa taong ito, inihanda ang Homeroom Guidance MELCs na naglalayong matulungan ang inyong mga anak upang maipagpatuloy ang pagkatuto sa kabila ng mga pagbabagong dulot ng pandemya. Naglalayong maituro ng homeroom guidance ang kasanayan sa buhay o life skills sa pamamagitan ng self-academic, personal, social at career development. Binigyang focus sa homeroom guidance MELCs ang mga gawaing makatutulong sa lahat ng mga mag-aaral na magkaroon ng rasyonal na pag-iisip or rational thinking, malusog, maayos na pagkilos, healthy behavior at positibong disposisyon or positive disposition na higit na kailangan sa panahong ito. Malaki ang gampanin ng mga magulang upang mapagtagumpayan ng mga gawaing nakalatag dito. Kakailanganin na mag-aaral ang inyong patnubay at gabay sa module na ito. Kung kaya hinihingi ng DepEd ang inyong suporta na makatulong upang mapagtagumpayan na mag-aaral ang mga hamon sa buhay, maisakatuparan ang mga inaasahang gawain at higit sa lahat, matutuhan ang mga kasanayan sa buhay na kailangan nilang taglayin sa yugtong ito. Okay, so you please let your parents read this part so that you can also ask their support in answering this module. Magpatulong kayo sa mga parents niyo sa pagsagot ng module na ito. And of course, message or introductory message for you, my dear learners, my dear grade 9 students. As part of examining your life while trying to adjust to the new normal, it is important to evaluate your strengths and weaknesses. Doing it will help you to the adjustments that you will need for the next stage of your life. So this could help you understand the things that happened around you and effectively deal with the different challenges. So work on the task seriously, seek help if you believe you need to, and remember, in life, there are things that we cannot control. Okay, so there will be negative events that will challenge our positive dispositions. However, let us not be disheartened. We have the means on how to overcome it, and you have that in you. Embark on this journey of overcoming your weaknesses and optimizing your strengths to attain your better version. So this module has 6 interactive tasks such as let's try this, which will help you to get ready to learn. Let's explore this, which will guide you towards what you need to learn. And keep in mind, which will give you the lessons that you need to learn and understand. You can do which will help you apply the lessons learned in daily activities. What I have learned, which will test and evaluate your learning. And share your thoughts and feelings, which will help you express your thoughts, opinions, and feelings. So make sure to read, think, follow, and enjoy every task that you are asked to do. Please have fun, stay safe, and be healthy. The title of Module 1 is My Study Habits version 4.0. And what are the different learning objectives? So at the end of this module, you are expected to, number 1, explain how your learning style affects your study habits. Number 2, assess your study skills needed in effective facilitation of learning. And number 3, cite ways to strengthen your effective study habits. So this for week 1 of first quarter. And suggested time allotment, you have to accomplish this within 60 minutes. And what are the materials needed? So we will be needing clean sheets of bond paper or paper, study skill assessment worksheet, coloring materials if available. Okay, so I know that we are ready, so let's have the introduction. The pandemic situation that all of us are facing at the moment may change how you learn, but it will not hold back your education in any way. So you will continue to gain knowledge and acquire skills, perhaps in an unconventional method and environment, but you can still learn. So as a learner, you will get to see the significant connection between you and learning style and your study habits. So you will also be more deeply aware of your study habits by answering a study skills questionnaire that will help you assess the level of your study skills. So you know by now that developing study habits is one great way of ensuring academic achievement. Ayan, so pinakauna nating activity for suggested time allotment here is you're going to accomplish this within 5 minutes. Okay, the title is Isipin mo, iguhit mo, magagawa mo. Okay, so what are we going to do? Sabi dito, number 1, you are going to think of one activity that you wanted to do by yourself for a long time now. And number 2, on a clean sheet of paper or bond paper, try to convey the idea through drawing. Okay, so ilalagay natin yung naisip natin sa isang malinis na bond paper and through drawing. Okay, ito-drawing mo kung ano yung naiisip mo na gusto mong gawin. Ano ang matagal mo nang gustong gawin para sa sarili mo? Number 3 is, it is alright if you need additional time to translate your idea through drawing. Remember that your creativity is time. It's limitless. Okay. So, okay lang daw kahit na lumampas tayo sa 5 minutes as long as you can translate your idea through drawing. Number 4, below your drawing, write your answers to the processing questions. And for the processing questions, okay, number 1, in a piece of paper again. So, sa baba nun, ng drawing na yon, ilalagay mo ang mga sagot sa processing questions na to. Number 1, what activity did you draw? Okay, ano ba yung gusto mo talagang gawin para din sa sarili mo? Gusto mong magawa ng matagal na. Ano ba yung activity na matagal mo nang gustong gawin? Okay. Nailagay mo ba dyan? Bakit ito ang gusto mong gawin? And number 2, was it easy to translate your idea into drawing? Okay, madali ba na ma-translate yung idea mo sa pamamagitan ng drawing? Okay, nahirapan ka ba? So, ilagay po natin sa sagot natin sa number 2. And next, okay, suggested time allotment is 5 minutes. So, the title of the activity is Rank Your Senses. So, in the past 8 years of your student life, try to analyze yourself in terms of the senses you usually use to learn. Okay? I-analyze natin yung mga sarili natin in terms of senses na usually ginagamit natin para matuto. In a scale of 1 to 5, 1 is the lowest and 5 as the highest, you're going to rank your most used senses during learning session. So these are the different learning styles. So we have number 1, visual. So are you a visual learner? Do you think you are a visual learner? So when we say a visual learner, learning with pictures and images. So mas natututo ka ba pag merong mga pictures and images? So you check 1 if you think na, you check 5 if you think that you are a visual learner, or list naman 1 if you are not. And for the next, auditory, learning with sounds and music. So are you an auditory learner? Or so ikaw ba yung estudyante na mas gusto tuto pag merong sounds and music ang pinag-aaralan? Okay. And the kinesthetic. Do you learn with learning with bodily movements? The logical, learning through reasoning. And when we say verbal, learning through words. Okay, social, learning with other people. And solitary, learning through feelings. So what I understand with this activity is you're going to check first kung alin ba sa tingin mo, nasa ang scale ka dyan, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then after that, you try to rank it from 1 to 8. Alin sa tingin mo yung pinaka-effective na learning style mo? Based doon sa sinagot mo na 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So, check first the scale, 1 as the lowest and 5 is the highest. So, after which, try to rank from 1 to 7. So, there are 7 learning styles. So, i-rank natin yung learning styles. For the processing questions, we have number 1, what have you noticed with your answers? Number 2, what convinced you to have such answers? And number 3, could you recall the most recent experience where your rank 1 was evident? Here, so this is the discussion of this module. Nakalagay dito, so let us try to have this. This activity showed 7 different types of learners, and while most of you have a combination of different learning styles, you can say that you have a preferred method of processing information. Iba-iba talaga ang katangian din natin sa pagproseso ng mga impormasyon. So, each learner has a dominant learning style. So, sa activity na yun, nalaman natin kung ano pala ang ito pala ang aking dominant learning style. So, ibig sabihin, ito ang pinaka-epektibo para sa'yo. Ito ang pinaka-epektibong paraan para ikaw ay matuto. So, since you are presently learning from home, and not attending face-to-face classes, is more important for you to get acquainted with a different learning style. Kasi nga, ikaw lang din ang magtuturo sa sarili mo. Kaya napaka-importante na alam mo kung ano yung pinaka-epektibong pamamaraan ng pagkatuto para sa'yo. So, strengthen your dominant or preferred learning style and cultivate good study habits connected to the said learning style. Okay. So, ayan, iisa-isahin natin kung ano ba yung different learning style. So, if it would help you, if you can identify yours, so you can be mindful how you learn best. So, you were able already to identify, right, through the table we accomplished above. So, nakita natin doon kung ikaw ba ay auditory, visual, kinesthetic, logical, verbal, social. So, ayan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, meron tayong 7. We have actually 7 learning styles. Okay, alin ka ba dito? So, if you are a visual learner, sabi nga dito, visual is a learning style where students acquire knowledge with the lessons when the lessons are presented in pictures, images, directions, and diagrams. So, this is often called as spatial learning style. So, are you a visual learner? So, do you want lessons na merong mga pictures, images, directions, and diagrams? So, Kung gusto mo yon, possible that you are a visual learner. If you are an auditory learner, so you are a student who learn best when audio, music, or sounds are being employed in the learning session. Okay? Kapag, for example, merong music or may sound or ginagawa ng isang sound, ang isang bagay, ang isang lesson, doon ka mas natututo. Okay? You are a kinesthetic learner if you are keen on utilizing your sense of touch and hands to learn well. So, kinesthetic learners learn most when they move. Okay? So, kung may application, kung kailangan nating gumalaw, so dun daw tayo mas natututo. Kung ikaw ay kinesthetic learner, kailangan na gumalaw or ikaw mismo yung gagawa para, ikaw mismo ang gagalaw para mas matuto. Okay? And if you are a logical learner, this is a learning style where students use reasoning, logic, and systems as they gain skills and information. So, ikaw naman yung estudyante na mas ginagamit ang iyong reasoning and logical ability. Okay. So, mas gusto mo na nag-rationalize, gusto mo na ikaw mismo yung nagre-reason para matuto. Okay. You are a verbal learner if, okay, this is a learning style where students learn well through the use of words in writing and in speech. So, you are a verbal learner if you use words in writing through sa pagsusulat at through verbal or pagsasalita. Okay. Through speech through pagsasalita, mas natututo ka pag sinasabi mo yung mga natututunan mo. And you are a social learner if you are inclined to learn with other people or in groups. So, mas natututo ka ba with other people? So, ito yung mga estudyante na gusto yung group study kasi mas natututo sila pag may kasama silang iba na nag-aaral. Okay. So, understanding the learning style should not be confined in the four corners of our classroom. So, by knowing which style is suited to which learner can surprisingly impact how lessons are being comprehended and how teaching is ascertained. So, the term learning style, ano bang ibig sabihin ng learning style? It speaks to the understanding that every student learns differently. Technically, an individual's learning style refers to the preferential way in which the student absorbs, processes, comprehends, and retains information. Okay? Yun ang ibig sabihin ng learning style. Ano ba yung preference way mo para matuto? Ano ba yung pamamaraan na gusto mo para ikaw ay matuto? Gusto mo ba nang nakikita mo ang pinag-aaralan mo? Gusto mo ba na naririnig ito? Gusto mo ba na ito ay ginagawa para ito ay yung matutunan? So, iba-iba ang ating mga learning preference. So, therefore, your learning style should fit or match your study habits so that you can continue to create an effective learning environment for yourself. Ayan. So, dapat nagma-match ang iyong learning style sa iyong study habit para mas effective ang ating pag-aaral. So, if you know your preferred learning style, then you can be particular on the strategies to incorporate in your study habits. However, bear in mind that learners possess multiple learning styles. So, hindi naman nangangahulugan na isa lang ang learning style mo dyan. So, pwedeng combination of different learning styles. So, maaring ikaw ay visual learner, at the same time, you are also a kinesthetic or an auditory learner. So, it can be a combination of the different learning style. So, with this, there is no single type of learning strategy that you can use to learn effectively because everyone has multiple learning styles. So, additionally, here are good study habits for students that you can use. So ano ba yung mga study habits na pwede nating gamitin, especially at this time of pandemic? Okay, lalong-lalo na ngayon na may pandemic, ano ba yung mga kailangan nating gawin para mas maging epektibo ang ating pag-aaral? So to enhance your study habit practices, we have to, number 1, know what learning method best works for you. Ayan. Ano ba yung effective learning method para sa'yo? So all learners gain knowledge differently from one another. So you may learn better when visual images are presented to you, but your classmate may learn more comfortably when he or she is made to listen to music or the other way around. So there are many type of learners. So again, sinabi na natin ito kanina. Meron tayong mga visual learner, merong auditory, merong logical, verbal, social, and solitary learner. So your study periods will be more manageable and enjoyable, especially at this time of crisis situations. If you can figure out the study of learning that best suits for you, so you will not have any problem in studying. Kasi nag-i-enjoy ka na ma-manage mo yung oras mo, and kasi alam mo kung ano yung the best na pamamaraan sa'yo para ikaw ay matuto. Kaya alamin mo, napaka-importante na alamin mo kung ano ang iyong learning method or learning preference. Next, be reasonable with your study goals. Anong ibig sabihin nito? So as a learner who still countless things to learn, do not be too hard on yourself and remember to set practical, realistic goals for yourself. Ayan, wag mo naman masyadong pahihirapan ang sarili mo. Kailangan mag-set pa rin tayo ng practical and ng mga realistic goal para sa ating sarili. While there is nothing wrong to be determined, understand that all dreams take time to achieve. For instance, social learners have to understand that they cannot continue to learn vigorously with other people for now because of the threat of the health crisis. So if you already know your learning style, it will be easy for you to conduct a self-assessment about your current study habits and your current grades. So pwede natin gamitin ang SMART or SMART method when cutting up your study goals. Set specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals. Ayan. Kailangan bukod sa alam natin ang ating learning preference, alam mo din kung ano yung goals na gusto mong makamit. Another is create a routine and stick to it. Okay? Ano ba yung mga routines na yun? Napaka-importante na sa panahon ngayon, we create a routine. So some learners may find cramming useful, but reviewing your lessons ahead of time is a sure way to make your study time less stressful and more effective and pleasant. So when people ask for the opinion of expert basketball players or car drivers how to be better, do not be surprised to hear them say consistency is the key. So kailangan lang na maging consistent pala tayo. So once you start getting into good study habits, it will become a routine and will be able to maintain it throughout the school year, whether you have classes that are face-to-face, online, and modular, or combination of the different available learning modes. So again, stick to your plan. If you created a routine, then you have to stick to it. Then another, balance study routine with leisure time. Okay, you have to balance everything. You have to balance your study routine and your leisure time. Ibig sabihin, wag lang puro aral. Dapat may leisure time pa rin. At wag naman puro leisure time. Syempre, dapat may aral pa rin. Okay, structure is an important building block of a successful study routine. So make sure that you set aside appropriate hours for study and for leisure. If you suddenly find an array of audio-visual lectures and printed modules that you need to watch, listen, or read as a result of the Learn from Home directive of school authorities, try to devote time to each learning resource without distraction. So if you find that you are getting exhausted, kung ikaw ay exhausted na, you have to take a 5-minute break in between lessons to give your eyes and mind a much needed rest. Okay. And utilize those breaks to drink a glass of water or simply stretch your tired back or arms. Okay. And another, assign a space for studying. Napaka-importante nito na mag-create tayo ng own study space sa ating mga bahay. Okay? Envision that the place and mood that you want to be in while you study or write about your lessons. So make sure that you have access to the necessary items that you need when you learn from home. So, such as printed modules. So, for those who have online classes because of the pandemic, make sure that you have the digital tool and you have good internet connection. So, feel free to establish rules when you are in your study zone. Do not let phone calls or text or notifications from your social media distract you. So do not choose a place where you will be tempted to watch TV or browse your smartphones or a busy area in your house. Okay, napaka-importante na mag-assign tayo ng study place sa ating bahay para ma-avoid natin ang iba't ibang distractions. Okay. And another is read what you have studied and learned. Okay? Basahin kung ano yung mga napag-aralan at natutunan. Going through your lessons before and after your study sessions is a great way to improve your academic life. Giving yourself time to review your notes before you go to bed may help you retain the knowledge in your brain. So if you combine both sleep and constant review of the lesson, so you will have significant improvement of your brain functions useful for study. Kailangan ma-practice din ang ating mga brain, kaya kailangan na frequent or regular ang ating pagbabasa. Okay. And another, learn how to properly take notes. So note-taking is a skill that all learners must take seriously. So in this time, in this age and time of technology wherein a learner can take a screenshot of a teacher's lecture or download files with ease, it is also important that you develop your note-taking skills if you want to remember important information better. So, wag lang magre-rely sa mga pinapadalang screenshot notes ng mga teachers, pero maigi din, mas maganda din na gumawa ka ng sarili mong outline para mas alam mo, mas madali para sa iyo na makapag-memorize or mas matuto. Imagine being asked by your mother to buy groceries and you forgot to take notes about it. So you will end up buying things that your mother does not need. So therefore, napaka-importante ng taking notes or note-taking because maaalala natin kung ano yung mga vital information with efficiency, simplicity, and ease. Another is use gadgets appropriately during class hours. Appropriately. So sinasabi dito na gagamitin natin ng mga gadgets sa tamang pamamaraan during class hours. Gamitin ng gadgets ng tama, okay, during class hours. So if you're using gadget for note-taking, kasi minsan kailangan talaga natin ng ating mga cellphones sa note-taking, diba? Because of our offline and online class. So make sure lang na makakapag-focus ka pa rin at pay attention ka pa rin sa mga lessons, diba? Hindi mo gusto naman na mag-surf ng internet or mag-browse na yung smartphone habang nag-aaral ka sa bahay. Kaya naman, kung meron kayong internet sa bahay, or ikaw ay kailangang mag-text or mag-check ng email during your break time or free time, so ang chance kasi noon is, ang chance kasi pag ikaw ay mag-browse ng net, magte-text during free time, so you will be tempted to do the same thing when you are studying. So as much as possible, if it's time to study, do not use your cellphone, do not browse the net, do not open your FB para hindi ka ma-tempt. Kasi ang tendency, akala mo, i-check mo lang yung FB mo, pero humaba na, okay, nag-FB ka na ng 2 oras instead of just 30 minutes. Okay. So another, join an online study group if possible. So if you are a social learner, kailangan mo daw na i-consider na humingi ng tulong sa mga family members mo, like for your friends, and mag-participate sa mga iba't ibang study groups. So itong ganitong crisis situations such as public health emergencies are not reasons to allow our social relationships disintegrate, but health and safety protocols must be observed at all times. So studying with the help of your family members or groups can help you remember class material better. So you can ask questions to clarify difficult points and respond or react to questions. In this way, meaningful exchange of information is still possible even if there are no face-to-face classes for now. So again, maaari niyong tanungin ang inyong mga teachers kung meron kayong mga tanong. Yun sa mga pamamaraan para makapag-interact pa rin sa kanila, makipag-communicate pa rin sa kanila, nang sa gayon kung meron mga hindi ka naiintindihan, ay malinawan ito, mabigyang linaw ito ng inyong mga teachers. And also, get enough sleep and eat healthy food. So napaka-importante na we eat healthy food and we have enough sleep. So studying when you are sleepy is ineffective. Hindi effective na ikaw ay mag-aral pag ikaw ay inaantok, kasi ang katawan mo ay nagsasabi, pag ikaw ay inaantok, ang katawan mo ay nagsasabi na ikaw ay pagod na. So therefore kailangan mo nang matulog or pumunta or mag-rest na ng maaga. So, ang magandang tulog paggabi ay makakatulong sa atin para mas maalala natin ang mga impormasyon. Okay? So, it is much less stressful to study or complete your class requirements when you feel well rested and alert. Kaya naman, napaka-importante din na piliin natin ang tamang pagkain para sa ating nutrition. So, it will make a difference in terms of brain function. So, eat only what is healthy for the body. Ayan, isa yan sa mga tip na gusto natin syempre ipamahagi sa inyo dahil na isa ito sa importante na kailangan natin gawin bilang estudyante. Okay, create a schedule and a daily to-do list. Okay, kinakailangan natin na wag nating kakalimutan daw na gumawa ng regular assessment about your grades, yung study hours natin, and yung mga lesson notes natin para naman mas maintindihan natin, malaman natin kung ano ang study technique na epektibo sa atin. Now that you are learning from home, engage the help of your parents or guardians and teachers to help you evaluate yourself. So what is considered effective for one learner may not necessarily work for the other. Kaya ibig sabihin, huwag tayong matatakot na matuto at matuto muli, as learning is a lifelong process. So when your heart and mind are in the right place, you will find that challenging tasks create fulfilling results in the end. Another, to gain a better understanding of yourself as a learner, sabi dito, it is helpful to identify the study skills that you can use. Ano ba yung mga study skills na pwedeng gamitin? So, you're going to determine carefully if you have study skills that need a boost, but bear in mind that it is always beneficial to constantly improve your study skills. So this informal inventory is a short and quick tool for assessing your study skills. So this is not a test. So please feel free to ask your assistance from your teacher, parent, guardian, or when you feel free or you need it, answer each question as honestly as you can. So this informal inventory is a short and quick tool for assessing your study skills. So this is not a test, ito lang ay isang assessment. So feel free to ask assistance, magpatulong sa inyong mga teacher, sa inyong parent or guardian kung kaya kailangan. Answer each question as honestly as you can. Okay, ang gagawin lang natin is kailangan lang natin basahin ang kada statement at pag-isipan ito. Number 2, copy the table. Okay, kokopyahin natin ito sa isang malinis na papel or bond paper at i-check natin ang column that best describes your current level as it relates to the study statement. Ano na ba ang iyong level base sa study statement na nabanggit? And another thing that you're going to do is you have to check the following choices based on how it is manifested. Okay, ito ba ay rarely or done once or twice? Okay, rare ito kung ito ay ginawa mo lang ng isang beses or dalawang beses. Sometimes, kung ginawa mo ito ng 4 or 6 na beses. Often, kung ito ay nagawa mo na ng 7 times or madalas mo itong ginagawa. Okay, so nandito yung mga tanong, babasahin natin. Okay, marami-rami ito from 1 to 30. Okay. Basahin ito at i-check ang rarely, sometimes, often. Example, I browse headings, pictures, chapter questions, and summarizes before I read a chapter. Okay. Nagbabrowse ka ba ng headings, picture, chapter questions, and summarizes before I read the chapter? So, kung sometimes ito, ginagawa lang ito 4 or 6 times, ilagay sometimes. So, if this statement happens to be true, sometimes for you, place a check. Okay, maglagay ng check on your clean sheet of paper, bond paper as shown in the appropriate column. Okay, tingnan natin dito example, isa pa. Dito sa my reading textbook. I look carefully on the titles, illustration, and chapter summary before I start reading. Okay, nagbigay na pala yung sample. Ito na lang. I create possible ideas which I find unclear upon reading the selection. And ang gagawin lang natin is, ayan, ilalagay natin yung mga scores natin dito. After you have answered all the items, you're going to copy this score on your paper and put your score for each question and the appropriate blank and add your total score for each area. For example, sa reading textbook, ang sagot mo ay rarely. So, ang rare ay, so ito ang scoring pala natin. Okay. Kung ang inilagay mo ay rarely, so wala itong score. So, for example, ang sagot mo sa number 1 ay I look carefully in titles. Ang sinagot mo ay rarely. So, number 1 is 0. Okay. For example, sa under reading textbook, sa number 2, ang sagot mo, dito sa item na to, ang sagot mo ay create possible ideas which I find unclear upon reading the selection. Ang sagot mo ay often or often. Ang often ay 10. So, ang score mo sa number 2 ay 10. Kung ang sagot sa item is sometimes, ang ilalagay mo ay 5. Okay, again, rarely 0, sometimes 5, often 10. Okay, and so on and so forth. And then, you are going to total it or sum it up and then write it to the total. For the scoring, ayan. So, for example, ang score mo sa 1 ay 0, 10, 0, 10. Okay? So, ilalagay mo yung total and overall total, kukumputin mo buong score mo ng reading, taking, studying, memorizing, preparing, and managing. Okay, for the scoring, a total of 31 to 50 shows that these study skills are also, kailangan mo lang na i-total yung score mo sa reading textbook kasi meron tayong 6 na category dyan. You're going to tally your score in reading textbook. So, meron tayong taking, studying, memorizing, preparing, and managing. So, kung ang score mo daw is 31 to 50, it only shows that this study skills area seems solid for you, while a total score of 0 to 30 shows that this study skills area may need some improvement. And what did you feel? Okay, you have to answer these questions. What did you feel after taking the study skill questionnaire? So, in what areas did you score 31 to 50? That means that these study skills seems solid for you, that you have already established a good study habit. So, about those areas that you scored 30 and below, so yun daw ang mga kailangan pa nating improve. Okay? So, kung ang score mo is 30 and below, it is never too late to develop your study skills to better improve your academic performance. Okay. I hope that you were able to accomplish that. Okay? So, sana kung mababa man, okay lang. Okay lang naman daw kung mababa ang score ninyo. It only means to say na yun ang kailangan nating i-improve. Okay, next. What I have learned. Okay, on a clean sheet of paper, you have to answer the following question. Number 1, why is there a need to assess your study practices? Ano kaya ang dahilan? Bakit kaya kailangan nating i-assess, i-evaluate ang ating mga study practices? Para ano? And number 2, how can you maintain or improve your study routine? Paano ba natin mamimaintain or mapapanatili or mas mai-improve ang ating study routine? Okay, again, we're going to answer it in a clean sheet of paper or bond paper. And next, for 3 minutes, you're going to answer the given question on a clean sheet of paper or bond paper. Itong kasagutan natin, what are the things that you need to learn about yourself after answering the study skill questionnaire? Ano daw yung mga bagay na natutunan mo tungkol sa iyong sarili matapos mong sagutan ang study skill questionnaire? Kasi di ba yung study skill questionnaire, makikita natin doon yung iba't ibang study skills na dapat palang meron tayo. Yung reading textbook, taking, study, memorizing, preparing, and management. So ngayon, ano kaya yung mga natutunan mo matapos mong sagutan ang study skills questionnaire? And of course, the last but not the least, your target goal. Okay, in 2 minutes, you're going to write your target goal to help you maintain your study habits version 4.0. Ano ba yung mga target goals mo para mas ma-maintain mo pa yung iyong study habits? Okay. Okay, grade 9 students, we are done with our module 1 for our homeroom guidance. So I hope na you were able to internalize the importance of having a good study habits. And at the same time, I hope that you learned your different learning styles and was able to relate it to your study habits. Again, uulitin natin, napaka-importante na malaman natin kung ano ang ating learning preference kasi mas magiging effective ang ating learning if we know how to study, kung paano tayo mas matututo, especially in this time of pandemic. And at the same time, nakita din natin doon during the self-assessment, study habits assessment, kung ano ba yung study skills na mas kinakailangan pa nating i-improve, or ano ba yung mga study habit skill na meron na kayo at ano pa ba yung kailangan nating ma-improve. So, napakaganda ng study assessment na yon. So, I would like you to take that assessment seriously. Kung hindi naiintindihan yung mga tanong, approach your guardian, ask your teacher. Sabi nga dun, diba, sa lesson natin, huwag mahihiya na mag-approach sa mga teachers. So, that would be all for our Module 1. So, again, this is Ma'am Tere, your guidance counselor. I hope na may natutunan kayo sa diniscuss natin ngayong araw. I hope I was able to help you in answering your Module 1. So, again, see you on the next module. Bye!